So what up, what up, what up? What's going on? Welcome to the Brother Bible Study. This is the third video in the Old Testament. And this one we're going to continue with the stories. In this one we'll be talking about the Torites, which is Abraham, Sarah, and Lot. The reason why I added Sarah in there, she's a female, but it says that Sarah and or Abraham is Sarah's brother. We're not going to get into that story where she is mentioned, but I just went on ahead and added that on there. All right. All right. So if you haven't checked out the first and second video, make sure you go check that out. The first video, breaking down the word H251, which is brother. This is what our study is all about. Is focused on brother. All right. So it's important to to go back and see that so you can understand the direction that I'm going in. So make sure you definitely go check that out. All right. And like I mentioned in all my other videos, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a scholar or anything like that. So don't take what I'm saying so serious. I'm just, passionate to the point where I dive deep into, the scriptures on my own, and I'm just sharing everything that I've come across, because God has told me to start sharing more. All right. So feel free to leave a comment, share what you have, what you disagree with. But, like I said, I'm not trying to argue or anything like that. So don't come on here trying to argue with me about things. Just share what you need to share. All right. But so we're going to get into the stories. All right. So in the last one, we left off with Shem, which is, part of Noah's sons. And we're going to, descend down from there. So we're going to, of course, the whole begots. I ain't going to go through all of them. But it's all the way begot to Terah, who we're focusing on right now. All right. So we're going to get into Genesis 11:26. And Terah lived 70 years and begot Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. Genesis 11:27. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abraham, Nahor, and Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And Terah took Abraham his son and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarah his daughter-in-law, his son Abraham's wife. And it says Abraham's wife, his daughter-in-law. But like I said, other scriptures is going to say that's his daughter, not just his daughter-in-law. All right. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came into Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. All right, so they started off in Ur of the Chaldeans. That's where Haran died. Then they went to the land of Haran, and that's where Terah had died. All right, so Abraham continues the journey because they was focusing on traveling to Canaan, and it talks about them getting to Canaan, but then I think a famine came. Then they went into Egypt, And then we're going to start off from there where they're leaving Egypt and going back to Canaan, because I don't want to go through, all the scriptures. We're going to just, go straight through it to get to where they talk about, more about brethren and brother. All right. All right. So we had Genesis 13. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle and silver and in gold. And he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto a place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Hay, or High, however you say it, unto a place of the altar, which he had made there at the first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. So now it's getting to the point where they went there. They both have a lot of substance, and they can't. It's hard for them to dwell together. All right. And there was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle, and the Canaanites and the Perizzites dwell then in the land. And Abram said unto Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren. All right, which is So right now he's calling him his brother, or all right, which is technically he's his nephew, but he's calling him all right. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Azor. All right. So Abraham is basically telling him, hey, wherever you go, I go the opposite way. So he letting him choose what he want, and he'll go the opposite way. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves one from the other. Other is R2. All right. So it's not brother, but from the other, which is All right. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. All right. So once again, we're not going to go into the whole story of that. We're going to skip past that to where now there's kings that's going up against Sodom and Gomorrah while Lot is in there, and they captured Lot and stuff. And now we're going to get to the part where somebody is coming back to tell Abram about it, which is in Genesis 14:11. All right. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals, and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother, which is Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. So right here it's saying his nephew, basically. But that's all right. And there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorites, and brothers of Eshcol, and the brother of Aner, and these were confederates with Abram. Now I these are R2. I just didn't, highlight it because we're not talking about them. All right. And when Abram heard that his brother, which is he's talking about Lot, so he's calling Lot once again his brother, was taken captive, he armed his trained servants born in his own house 318 and pursued them unto Dan. And he divided himself against them, and he had servants by night and smote them and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods and also brought again his brother Lot. So once again, he's calling him all right, and his goods and the woman also and the people. All right, so just in my opinion, because his brother actually died, it's almost like, Lot is representing, either he's representing Haran, and that's the reason why he say Lot is his brother, or call him brother, or it's just thinking about brethren, meaning like, hey, we all descend from Terah, and that's the reason why I put up Territes or whatever. Territes. All right. So that's what I got, As always, let me know what you think. You can leave a comment and share your ideas or whatever. Also, like I said, if you haven't checked out 1 or 2, please make sure you go do that. You should have did that before you looked at this video, but if you didn't, go back, check out videos 1 and 2. And, always it's love right here, and appreciate you taking the time to watch the video.